And good morning, Cornbread Man. Morning show, Tuesday, March the 17th, 5:58 a.m. Cornbread Man here with you on a cold Tuesday morning. I forgot to leave the studio heated, and my hands are cold. I know that's a first world problem, maybe, but it is cold nonetheless. Got used to the warm weather. Now, um, I'm kind of like that if my feet or my hands ever get cold. I'm just cold all over. So, hands cold this morning. Kids on a 2 hour delay. Disruptions again in this area due to the fact that they're afraid of black ice being on the road. So the kiddos, which is affecting the last 2 days, affecting a lot of parents as they're trying to get their kids to school. I being one of them, not a lot of options. It's kind of like me, and with it being cold and bad weather. Good morning, Broski. You don't want to, you don't want them out walking or anything. We live pretty close to the school that she's going to now, but got take a few minutes from work and go get those kiddos to school. And yesterday I had to make sure because she wasn't up. She said, "I'm glad you came early or called me." Uh, Rumble Studio not working this morning, so I am on Rumble, but on one channel, the second channel is not working. I guess it's having a cold morning too. But yeah, it is uh, blustery too, because that wind has been really rough. Let's talk about our verse of the day and get that up on screen. Start our day off with that. We hope you have a great day out there. Whatever it is you're doing, work or school or whatever it is, or just hanging out. We hope it's a fabulous day. Let's kick it off with a good verse from Colossians 3:20. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto the Lord. Uh, yes, honor thy mother and thy father. Now, not in sin if they're doing those things, but we want to honor our parents. So, well, I appreciate the background. I try to give you something to look at more than just a blank wall or, something. The wolf has become, a big part of what we do with our Wolf Nation, and that was a concept I had many, many, many months ago. I mean, I don't know how many, but several months ago, and it's really was a branch off to our outdoors themes. It has and people tell me they love the logo, and we'll always be Southern Patriots, but we are more and more venturing into the Wolf Nation. So we love the logo, love the line, and we got the adventures in there because there's some Wolf Nation stuff out there, but there's no Dave and Paul Wolf Nation but us. So. But I do like the scenes, the campfire and stuff. It's meditative and makes you feel, especially on this cold morning. I need that fire right over my head. I've got a little heater going, but I took my big heater down that we brand new. We just have it. We're still kind of moving it around as we're redoing the studio, and so was expecting to need any kind of heat until next year. Well, March says, "Oh, we're going to need a little bit." So I have a little small heater in the studio. I mean, I went from having nothing on, well, heat on, then nothing on, then air conditioning on, and now heat again. I love it when I can come to the studio and just have nothing on. No, there's no, but nothing, just great weather. You don't have to have that. So I do like that scene. I like to sit on a lake or a beach or something, and those are fun, reflective kind of places to be. Get away, let the let the stress of life just melt away. If you have stress, some people do, some people don't, and that's just the way it goes. But I do like that. I've had some many good times sitting on have a little campsite set up, and we used to do a lot of that back when we were fairly young. I mean, we did it for a few years. Me and my wife would take the boys and we'd just go camp. And I'm one of those. I just love camping. After a while, I don't like to sleep on the ground anymore. Back in those days, I just slept on the ground, with a sleeping bag or something. But I used to love to get up early in the morning because I don't sleep great really anyway, especially doing that. But I'd get up early in the morning, have that coffee on before daybreak. And Jerry, well, there's a lot to be said for that, my friend. No, you don't need that mental image. But I used to like to get up early, have the coffee on, and I like being out campsites cooking breakfast. That's my favorite thing to do when I'm camping is to cook breakfast. I just love that early morning. It's not the smell of napalm, but the smell of bacon and sausage waffling across the campsite. That's always fun. I enjoy that. I like to do stuff like that. I got something on my hat here. I don't know what it is. A little piece of dirt or something. Let's see. Well, another thing we look at is our birthdays today. Got a couple I want to recognize. It's James Madison, former president of the United States. His birthday today. So, and there's a couple. I skip over some. I don't. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I remember his dad. Now, Junior 27. Baseball is just right around the corner. Braves Vision in the Southeast. A friend of mine bought his yesterday. His $99 for the year. He's paying by the year. I suppose I'll have to do that this week for my wife. She'll be getting on me. She'll be wanting that Braves Vision on, and I need to get rid of the other one that I have. Blake Griffin, basketball player, 37. Joe Embiid from the Philadelphia 76ers. He's 32. His knees are older than that. His knees are older than that. Who else do I want to recognize today? Flavor Flav. Remember him back? He's 67. Golly, boy, he hit it just about right. Whether you liked him or not, you got to give the old boy credit. He hit the MTV world right about the time that he needed to be there and made a name for himself. Comedian Jerry Lewis, who left us in 2017. It's his birthday today. The great comedian. I really hated, though. I just hated him and Dean broke up for all those years, come back together. And I was watching old Johnny Carson the other night. Just popped up on the feed, and it was actually a full show. But I watched it because Frank Sinatra was going to be on there, and it was a little bit later in life for him, although not way late, but later. And he said he was the one that invited Dean to the telethon, which kind of broke the ice between a 25-year feud between them both. And I remember that. I remember him coming on. And, it was kind of an amazing moment. These guys who had worked so well together, and of course, jealousies and stuff. And I don't know. It's hard to people get things in their mind and they don't like. They get mad. I mean, I think Dean Martin was mad about having to be the straight guy and all the jokesters that Jerry was playing. But anyway, they'd been great friends at one time, and it was nice to see them come back together before they left this walk of life. That's about it for birthdays today. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you. It is your birthday. It's another one. That is the moral difference between a small town and a big city. Explain. My brain is not awake, so if I miss something, let me know. On this day, on 44 BC, Julius Caesar was assassinated by Brutus, Cassius, and other Roman senators on the Ides of March in Rome. Christopher Columbus returned to Spain after his first voyage to the New World, marking a major milestone of European exploration. Well, the American Indians didn't appreciate that. And the beginning of transatlantic exchanges. I said, hey, here's a land with trees and animals. Okay, yeah. People understand this, Malcolm. Sure, absolutely, Parkson. Got you. I thought that's what you meant, but I wasn't sure. Sometimes I like to clarify because some people say that's not what I meant. I want to make sure. That was 1493. In 1770, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, at age 14, completed his string quartet number 1, K80, while touring in Lodi, Lombardy, showcasing his early genius in classical music composition. This one kind of cracked me up. In 1937, Cook County Hospital in Chicago was the first blood bank that was established. And they've been sucking the blood out of their citizens ever since. I mean, they've been saving lives ever since with blood banks. Sorry, I couldn't help that. Yeah, but that's small town people understand a small conflict could end up with generations of blood spill. In a big city, people can be rude to each other because they don't have to deal with each other on a level a small town does. Yeah, it's true. I mean, if you're you got small town, everybody knows everybody. You tick off somebody. That's why they look for out of towners to write tickets to a lot of times. Can you imagine being a cop in a small town? Barney Five had Andy to protect him because Barney he went heavy on the small hamlet of the village of Mayberry. I mean, at one point, I think he wrote everybody in the town a ticket, right? Remember that show? Just about everybody that was in the city. I mean, he wrote them a ticket, arrested them. The citizens were about ready to kill him until, they felt bad for him because Andy played a game and said that he was going to fire him. They didn't like him, but they loved him. There were times they didn't like him, but they loved him. But yeah, small town, you don't want to make everybody mad. And even he admitted, remember later, that Andy had been trying to teach him forever to not go so much by the law, but by the heart and treat people right. In 1938, my friends, the world was a different place because oil was discovered in Saudi Arabia in 1938. What is this? We are rich. At that point, they realized we will fool the Americans into giving us lots of support and help for oil. I don't know who was the discoverer, but little could that person know that for generations afterwards, seemingly, a lot of their military hardware would come from, yes, the good old USA. Do you think that Saudi Arabia would have all of that if they didn't have oil? I think not. Oh my goodness. What an amazing bit of news this morning. How oil and energy have changed the world. I mean, really. Good grief. I don't know what's wrong with Rumble Studio this morning. It does it every once in a blue moon. It'll like that. I already said it like 5 times. It's just not going to work. It's okay though. That's why I run 2 channels. A lot of people don't do that. I do it so that if something happens, I still have a presence on the old Rumble. I still don't think that. Jerry Barrett says, hold on, let me get my. Don Knotts was a great actor and comedian. He was one of the best ventriloquists of his time. And that is true. I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know that about him till later. I watched some documentaries. And do you remember his partner? I mean, the dummy and his name, I can't remember it. Was it Buddy or something like that? But he left him on an island as they were doing USO comedy visits to some island. I can't remember which one, Guam or something. I don't remember now. Could have been anything, Marshall Island. And he left him, he had to break away because he was kind of becoming known for that. And he wanted to be bigger than just that. And he left him laying on a sand dune or something on an island somewhere, never to be seen again. Somebody picked him up and said, "Oh, a toy." I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen the routine. Did they? I need to look that up and see if they have some video of it. Spartan says Saudis are not good soldiers. Most of the good soldiers they have are from Pakistan. Interesting. I didn't know that. I wonder why that is. You would think with all the weaponry and stuff that they have, that they would have the ability to create some good soldiers. I mean, they got plenty of land to practice in. That's for sure. So I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I remember a church. Somebody that went to our church years ago. Her husband. He never came as a great guy. He just never could find faith. I just think he had been so damaged. He was in World War II. His name was Billy. I didn't remember that. Thank you, Jerry. I knew he had him, not Buddy, but Billy. And Billy was left somewhere out there, and Don Knotts emerged. And the world is a better place for it because he was a tremendous comedian. His physical humor and all was on a level as good as anybody out there, if not better. I mean, he made, and Andy was a comedian. I mean, he had his, No Time for Sergeants, where him and Don Knotts worked together for a, he wanted Don on that movie, and it was a different kind of humor for Andy, homespun kind of Southern humor. But they played the perfect combination of straight man with some humor early on. Andy was really funny early in the show, pranks and all that. But later he was just, he realized let Don do all the gags, and I'll just play the straight guy off of that. And it was genius. And of course the movies called him, and he signed a 4-year contract, 5 or something. Anyway, at the end he just left. He came back for a couple, 3 shows, and they were okay. But captured magic in a bottle. And I don't know on Don's side of things. Andy was a pretty liberal guy. He was a big time Democrat, and so was Opie. Ron Howard. They cut videos for and the Fonz. They cut videos in North Carolina for Obama back in the day, in their character uniforms. God. Go back and look at those. You can find them on YouTube. Oh my gosh, what a mess that was. We need Barack Obama. I can still remember Andy and that deep voices are supposed to be out in the woods somewhere or something in one of them. We need Barack Obama. Okay. You got him. It came back and bit him though, because his second wife, well, she took over all that empire and got away with sold the old home place, got rid of a lot of memorabilia and stuff. And anyway, that's what happens. I like his shows though. I like that show, and I liked Matlock. He was in a couple of movies I liked, but mainly that was, what I liked him in. And that was a funny movie, No Time for Sergeants. I really did enjoy that. Let's see here. Something else I want. A small town. I was talking about small towns. Woodstock, Illinois, which is interesting because even though, Puxatawny, Pennsylvania is where the groundhog is, that's where they filmed Groundhog Day, was Woodstock. They took some images and stuff around Puxatawny, but it's a quaint, cute town in itself. But it is the location. Woodstock, Illinois, is the place that was became known as that, and so that's our small town shout out today. I failed to do that the last couple morning shows, but shout out to Woodstock, Illinois. I don't know that I've ever been to that town. I've been to Puxatawny, but I don't know that I've ever been there. So shout out to you today. Cute little town. Probably was too small even to film the movie. It would have disrupted so much, them being able to do that. But I did enjoy the movie. Funny movie. But again, another breakup. The breakup between Bill Murray and Harold Ramis until Harold's close to the time that Harold died of cancer. Bill Murray would not talk to him. How stupid. It really is. Can you imagine carrying on a 25-year feud? It's just, my gosh. Over how a movie ended. He didn't like the way he wrote that. He's kind of a quirky kind of guy like that. He's been known to, he's funny, but he's a quirky guy. He's been known to explode on some people in real life and on movie sets and stuff. He's just an odd, I don't know what it is, but just being a jerk. But I don't know. People like him. And I think the biggest thing that people make the mistake of is they confuse the actor, the character with the actor. The character is a created, they certainly pour themselves into it and many attributes they bring to it, like a Don Knotts. I mean, but the person is totally different from that character. I mean, Archie Bunker played, he played the part that he played, but he was totally different in real life from that guy. So people identify with the character, but they confuse that, and they think that when they meet somebody like that they're going to meet the character, but instead they meet the real person. In a few cases, it lines up, but in most cases it does not. That's not who you meet. And so they become a jerk and they talk rough to somebody, and they think um, they think that they're that person. They're not. When they meet them, they're disappointed. Cowboy Cook, been to Albany, New York. It snowed every day. I love it. I've never been to Albany, never been there. Snow every day. I was watching I watched a video yesterday because I've never done it. I mean, our friend Robert Diamond and others have done it, but I was watching the approach to Katahdin there in Maine, and I was watching. I posted it. Yeah, say no to snow. I was watching it on. It was a kind of a park service kind of video there in the park that actually is, and was watching some of the scenery and their recommendations if you're going to summit and how many hours it takes just because of all the approaches. I thought there was only one. There's actually several, but all of them have some rough terrain, and it takes 8 to 12 hours total to make that happen. So summit and back. So you got to plan on having water and food and stuff like that. You're gonna be out there for a while. But it was interesting. It was a good video. I enjoyed it because it summarized everything. I didn't have to watch somebody's video for an hour. It was just a quick thing. But what beautiful scenery that would be. So yeah, we don't want no snow. We're talking about no snow, Cook. We don't want that. Uh, well, Jasmine Crockett is defending her security guard, and she is not happy. She said he's misunderstood. So that's in the news. That she did not like that happened. Um, what a strange world we live in right now. You know, I mean, when you have people that do things like that, and there is a video that I think that's been released of the event and the standoff that occurred between this bodyguard. Um, Mike King was his name. He was a fugitive after impersonating a law enforcement officer. So he was a security officer who crossed over into being um, a trying to be a police officer. That's happened many times. He was killed in a parking garage during a standoff with Dallas SWAT officers last Wednesday night. According to CBS News, he drove a replica undercover police vehicle with license plates stolen from cars outside a military recruiting office. Well, this is a nice guy to have as your security guy. He reportedly had an extensive criminal history. It's unclear how King was able to serve as. Imagine she's was a member of Congress, or will be until her official time is up. How was he able to serve as part of the security detail as a criminal background? She defended Mike King, even though he impersonated a federal law enforcement officer and drove cars with stolen U.S. government plates. Of course she would. As a former public defender, here we go. As a former public defender, I've always believed people are more than the worst thing they've ever done. Okay, so I guess that John Wayne Gacy would enjoy having her around. I believe in redemption. No, you don't, because you don't forgive anybody else that you don't like what they've done. I'm throwing that in. The man we knew showed up with respect, care, and commitment to protecting others, Crockett said. We're still learning the full story, but today we mourn a life lost. This is a tragic ending that we wish had been avoided for all, she said. Crockett said the fact that King was able to circumvent the vetting process Are really, like, they really believe he was able to circumvent? Like, they didn't know? Come on. And be a part of our security detail is incredibly alarming. The fact that an individual was able to somehow circumvent the vetting process for something as sensitive as security for members of Congress highlights the loopholes and shortcomings in many of our systems. This is incredibly alarming, especially for those members who receive high volumes of credible and sophisticated death threats, Crockett wrote. Oh, boy. And you know, it's and Spartan, on that note, let me get back over here to chat. Cook says, being from we call it Ross Vegas around here too, Rossville, Georgia. I've never seen snow like that. It was beautiful and a lot. Spartan says human robots have entered the test phase in Ukraine conflict. China, they were showing a robot arresting something, going crazy in China. Miss Anti-Gun certainly had enough armed security. True. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see here. Let me bring this down, and we'll bring this up. Let's see here. See if we can show just that little part right there. It's buffering, of course. You see him approaching.
Hey, stop the car! Stop the car! Move your car! Move your car!
That's when he's in the car.
Stop! Go!
Trying to stop the car. And he goes in the parking deck.
Wait, I don't think he knows that.
All right, come on. Yeah. Just... Hey, sir, can you roll through this light on us? We're continuing on.
At least this
guy.
guy.
You want us to? We're back by the state.
And so she can defend him all she wants, but this is her guy out there with stolen plates and a criminal history. Yeah, Cook. I saw that on.
You have your lights on, right?
Yeah. I thought I saw that on Gateway Pundit. And so the police chase is on. So he is not going to stop. They're trying to legally having the weapons in the room without cause or warrant. Yeah, that's good crap. He rolled through multiple.
Yeah, he's not stopping. We've hit him plenty of times. He is northbound on Market, crossing Jackson.
Got into a parking garage. So yeah, I'm just letting it run. But I had not seen this. I'd heard the story, but I had not seen it. So yeah, I mean, like this ain't like an accident. This ain't like a guy all of a sudden in just a quick moment of indecision made a bad choice. This guy's, I mean,
he's not stopping. He's
the cop said he's not stopping.
To Maine.
He's not going to stop.
Looks like he's going through Maine. He's going through a red light. Do you have any coverts with him?
Still after police told him not to reach for anything multiple times. But she can put out a little stick all she wants.
Negative. No, he's not going through red lights now.
Neither is she. That's bullcrap. And these guys here, I know sometimes we have problems.
He got all the way in the right-hand lane.
But
he crossed Jackson. I think he continued straight.
When you're going to be that officer. I mean, this guy, he's just like, he got somebody running. Little do they know that this guy, who he is and what he is, And they flipped the inside. Yeah. That's what they deal with.
I don't know. He's got that gun on him.
He had multiple chances, like you said. He had an opportunity to stand there.
I got it.
I mean, I would say that's a pretty good job being on that detail for a member of Congress. I'll say the pay's pretty decent. You got to go to that level? Like, what's wrong with it? You've already got in a position you shouldn't have been in. You got the dog out there, too. So, yeah. Anyway, he got lit up. So,
come on, get out.
He won't get out of the car.
Get out. Keep your hands up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Put your hands up. Don't reach. Don't do it.
There it is. Don't reach.
Don't do it.
There we go. And there you go. So,
Come on. This is it. Come on. Get out. Come on. Get out. Get out. Keep your hands up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Put your hand up. Don't reach. Don't do it. Don't do it.
and you get what you get. So, what do you say? And she's out there running, interference for him like he's this victim, and he's not. Just because it's this thing, they always say that, right? I would have never thought it about my neighbor that he had, the torture dungeon going on in his basement or whatever, or, became a school shooter or whatever. I mean, they always say, was such a nice guy. That just doesn't work. You can't say, well, they were, just this nice guy. He never did anything wrong. It's a tragedy that he was able to circumvent the system and get on my detail. Like, really? How hard is it to run a background check? And the ones for Congress have to be much deeper than when I remember I went to security. Well, Cook, I believe you were with me if you're still out there. Remember, I went down, you went with me. I went down, and what was it, $10? You get I had to come back the next day. You pay your money, then they run the background check on you. I had to have that to get my security license. That was a part of the process. I had to bring that to them from my county, and then there's several steps to that. I mean, that would have showed up, the criminal background. How was it circumvent? I mean, what did he do? Put in false information? Y'all didn't follow up on it? You'd think a member of Congress would have a little bit more going on than that. I just think it's BS. They didn't know that this guy had a history. I think that's BS. Somebody knew it. There's no way this guy that nobody knew that. He had an extensive, not just one little indiscretion, back in his town, 20 years ago. No, he had an extensive, they say, criminal history. So stupid. I mean, he could have been, officers could have been dead in the streets. There's a lot of bad things that happen. Well, Brusky, that's you never know. You never know. That happens a lot. We don't know that, but how many times does that happen? There's been news recently about, it happens among the Hollywood elite, and it happens in Congress, and it even happened for the royals, right? Remember Princess Diana? She was having relations with security detail, even while married to Charles, which, Charles, I mean, come on. You didn't marry that guy for his looks or his you married him because of what he was. I mean, come on. I remember when that wedding was happening, I was thinking, and she's married him for what reason? Love? No. Not for love. Position and prestige. I'd say they didn't like each other really. That's amazing they had 2 kids. Oh. And the one she can't deny, I mean, he looks just like his daddy. I mean, and her too. But yeah. So that happens a lot. You have those that are out there doing those things, close quarters, being working together late into the night. Things happen, I guess. So I was going to look and see if I saw that story. Let's see if I can see that. I really, that's what I even went there for. Then I saw that video. I wanted to see that. It was from China, but I don't remember. Oh, there it is. The first robot arrest takes place in China. Let's see if we can pull this one up. Let's see if I can get it up on screen first, and then we'll show what this looks like, or what the image looks like anyway. And let's see here. Share screen. Let me pull this one up and show the image of that anyway. So there in China is the got the hands up in the air. Around a month ago, the world was faced with a stunning display of Chinese art and robotics as a team of droids danced and performed flawless kung fu moves in perfect sync during the Lunar New Year celebration. But one of them went crazy, I guess. But last week, a much less flattering portrait of new technology was broadcast to the world as an instant in the streets of a Chinese city, Macau, ended with what is arguably the first android arrest. The surreal incident occurred last week with a startled 70-year-old ending up in the hospital following her encounter with a 4'4" bot. Two cops escorted the humanoid bot off this busy street. They reportedly reprimanded the man who was operating the droid remotely. Footage has appeared online of a woman yelling at the Unitree G1 model robot costing $13,500. You're making my heart race. The woman raised in Cantonese, per report in the Macau Post. You've got plenty to do. So what's the point of messing around with us? Are you freaking crazy? Oh, how soon are we? I agree, Spartan. But I put the word up there, but my sentiments are with you. I would not be listening to some droid robot or whatever that tries to arrest me. Well, I agree, Jerry. I mean, I agree. Talking about Bill Murray earlier while I was making my coffee, he's been living in Charleston, South Carolina for a couple of decades now. Yeah, I don't personally have anything against him. I just think there's weird. Spartan says that robot police can blank off, get me a human cop. Civil rights coming soon. It's only a matter of time. Hey, they have feelings. They think independently. They should have rights. Watch. Oh, reminds me of Elysium in that movie. The guy has ridicules patrol robot officer. Stop, police! You have jaywalked. I must arrest you. Show me identification. I could just see down there in Oxford, Georgia, Jerry gets pulled over, the lights flashing on the back roads of his area, and they always walk funny. You know, they come prancing up there. I caught you doing 1 mile over the speed limit, Mr. Barrett. I've already ran your tag. We will write you a $150 ticket now, or I will arrest you if you do not sign. Jared be like, I'm out of here. Let's see how good you can drive that car. Oh. Oh, I cannot grant you parole. You're an internet troll, Spartan. Go back to cage you go. Oh, yeah. I'll hook it to my F-250 and go for a ride. Well, let's just show you how we do things down here in Georgia. Oh, I am Officer Biff. I was hiding in the woods. I radared you. I have the radar is inside of me. I don't have a gun, a radar gun. I have a real gun, but I need it not. I am stronger than you. Don't make me wrestle you to the ground. That would be video gold. I could just see Biscuit Boy getting pulled out of the lake at Lake Winnie. You jumped. Illegal. We must evict you, trespass you. I was thinking, Jerry, would you really hook it and go, or would you run over it? Oh, take the plates off, just run over it a few times. You dang right we would. Oh, I don't think that would play well on the streets of many southern cities or any northern cities for that matter. Maybe in California they get away with that. Okay. I think the little Cantonese lady, I think she'd had enough too. Are you freaking crazy? Leave me alone. Oh. Oh, man. I mean, because they, whereas an officer, officers can give you breaks. I mean, they do. I've been given, verbal warnings or, hey, just watch it, get that light fixed, buddy, I got pulled over for a tag light once. I get it. It was early in the morning. The guy's bored to death. He thought, let me check this church van out. I was like, really? And then he walks up and I'm in security uniform. He's like, oh, okay. And he let me go. He didn't say nothing. And I said we were working on it. I thought we had it running. I think we had a problem with the connection. But a robot is a roid. I mean, is it going to have opportunity to make decisions like that? Or is every time, a ticket? Good morning, Jeff. We appreciate you, buddy, for stopping by. I just think, where you can dialogue with an officer, a human person, and say, listen, officer, this is the deal. I mean, they're not going to have that kind of ability. It's going to be, so let it be written, so let it be done. You squealed the tires, you did this, I'm writing you a ticket. Oh, no, because I can't. I just can't. It looked like that officer in Terminator, the one that was, it came back to destroy, Arnold. That dude had slick back look, Good morning, Doc. How you doing, buddy? Flexing them muscles. But I just couldn't imagine getting pulled over by some, or walking, I'm walking down the street and some so-called officer humanoid or whatever. I don't know what, droid, android, whatever they're calling these things. I don't know. And because that was technically humanoid because you had a human operating it, but it was out there harassing this woman on the streets of China. Good grief. I'm just telling you, it would not play well in my town. It would not play well. People, those things, I could just see them being hung up, in effigy, after some good old boys got finished running over them about 100 times. And yes, dragging it through the city. That thing would be strung up somewhere over a traffic light as a testimony to what's going to happen if you try this again. They wouldn't put up with that. They just would not put up with it. I think it's the Atlanta Falcons has they've been one of the first NFL teams to have the little robot dog that runs around looking for stuff, runs around, little dog. I just didn't want that crap. I'm going to deal with human. I do not want to deal with nothing like that. They would just deduct money from your account robot behind the Skynet. Well, yeah. Yeah. Even the cameras, we don't hardly, there may be a few left, but most of the cameras in our cities, those things were done away with long ago. it was more hassle than it was worth. They got sued over it. Had lots of problems with it, and the politicians were taking so much heat they got rid of them. Now, sure, they've still got the tag readers and all that, but I can imagine being. I mean, that was walking. I mean, can you imagine? Well, I wouldn't trust that crap. Industry now has all these different robotics that are doing things, and most of them are behind cages and stuff, and they lift packaging or whatever it is and move boxes and lift, for us it's yarn or whatever. We do have some AGVs that run around and move racks. They have them geared down very slow, but are you going to feel comfortable looking over in traffic and seeing something like that driving down the road? Did you see was it the Tesla that went crazy and was just flying down the streets of a city? Did you see that? I mean, it's just, and they're talking about, they have been talking about 18-wheelers, because there's a shortage of drivers. There's not enough big rig drivers to go in America. Heck, between Walmart and Amazon, they have thousands of people shortage. And, rising labor costs and stuff. They're talking about these driverless trucks. I don't want that. I mean, it's bad. I mean, you can have a dude go nuts or go crazy. I mean, I've seen that, but I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't want that. Amen. Just because we can build it does not mean we should build it. I agree. I mean, I just don't want to deal with crap like that. Just don't. I mean, what's next? Is it going to be? I mean, once they roll this crap out across the world, it's going to be in every area of society. It will be a teacher. It'd be an officer. I mean, it's going to be, you go to the local burger place, there's going to be that. I mean, that's what you're going to be dealing with, which might be a step up from mindless teenagers that I deal with sometimes nowadays. But I still would rather have the mindless teenager, the daydreaming teenager, than I would that. I don't want to deal with machines like that. I don't. I'm a people person. I like to talk to people and do things like that. No, broski, I actually had it up to share. I just forgot it because I accidentally skipped over my national day. No, I don't have a problem with that. And because you remind me, there was only a couple, and man, my hands are cold. I got to where I wasn't clicking on some of the tabs I had open because it was cold. So no, it has nothing to do with being a Baptist, because I didn't mention that it is St. Patty's Day, and that is one of the national days. It is one of only 2 or 3 things they have today, and that's St. Patrick's Day. I don't partake of it. I don't wear green or anything, but that's, a lot of people do that. It's also National Corned Beef and Cabbage Day, and I don't like corned beef. I like cabbage. I don't like corned beef. So, me, I'm Mr. Picky. It's also 3D Day. So I failed to mention any of those. So there you go. I just forgot. I'm an old man, I get so many screens going, I forget which way I'm going. They created a scan of fruit fly's brain and placed it inside an AI simulation. Very weird stuff. Biological and thinking machine combination tech is very scary. Yeah, it is. And I will tell you where most of this advancement is coming. You know it as well as I do, and it has been for a long time. That is, they're trying to build, weaponry out of that. I mean, even insects. They're trying to build trying to control the living bug. That they could just release can you imagine a horde or just the untold number of insects that were killer insects that could go and they could direct them to go fly at their enemy and bite them, buzz them and bite them and kill them and make them sick or whatever. That has been being researched in these biolabs and stuff for a long, long time. And they've made some advancements. I mean, we're on the very precipice of a lot of weird, odd things that are happening and will happen more and more. But Broski, do you celebrate St. Patty's Day? Are you going to be out? You got your green on. You got Got any special celebrations you're going to do for that today? I'm just curious. Yeah, I just forgot. I mean, like I just forgot. It was I had pulled that up and got kind of in some other stuff, and so I'm glad you reminded me. No, I don't. I'll mention anything. It don't matter if I'm a Baptist or not. That's news. Just like other days I mentioned, and some people don't like that I mention it. I've mentioned other days. People are like, that's a horrible thing. Yes, insect war drones is the future. Support from large drones high up in satellites. You're absolutely. It's coming. It is coming. The rifle is becoming less relevant for the first time in a long time. That's very true. And traditional warfare. It's like right now, with all of our military capability, the world is at being controlled in the strait right now from drones and missile capability being fired from anywhere and being ships being a target. So again, traditional warfare. There was an article years ago, and I want to think it was in like a military magazine or something like that, and they were talking about aircraft carriers and how in the future they would become less relevant. Although they may always be there, they had specs on aircraft carriers where the only thing that would be above the ocean line would be the flight deck with a little bit of like your radar and stuff. It's a very low profile because they saw this time frame where they needed to be less of a target out there, and so they I've seen images of it. They've never done it, but to bring those lower and put everything under the ocean because of that. Because for the Navy, the art of war was going to change somewhat. We're still doing it, obviously, but that only is good up to so much. The field of warfare is changing. Watchman Broski went drinking. He took the 13-step NyQuil. It's been 2 years. He got green tea, shouting "Happy St. Patty's Day" every day. Excuse me. This cold morning. But yeah, the art of war has changed. The field of war, the weaponry. I mean, like I said, you got some nerdy techie guy sitting in an office cubicle in Maryland who is directing battlefield operations for drones and stuff. Goes and works his 8 hours and goes home. Goes and bombs a few sites, a few people, a few things. Signs out on his computer and goes home. Just like a 9-to-5 job. Totally different. Where all those people used to be in the field, now it's from everywhere. They've got the satellite power they have, the drones. That's all. It's a video game. I mean, it's a very expensive video game and a very powerful game, but it is one that is being played by many people and nations. And now, because of that, even smaller nations can become a little bit more on the playing field. They'll never match up to the naval might of a superpower, but they can cause some havoc, and they can produce these things in rapid form, and they're very powerful. I mean, Iran is to mention a country is a leader in drone building and technology and stuff. I mean, they've been producing those for a while. So among other things, but they've certainly done that. Broski says, I might pop one of my bourbon barrel stouts. I've been aging for years. Broski rarely drinks beer and has never drank green beer, even in my college days. Oh, do they still get the river green there in Chicago? Do they still do that? I think they still do, right? They color it green. I can always remember that scene in The Fugitive, where they're up there and he blends in with the crowd, and the river is green, and he put on his St. Patty's hat and green jacket, takes off his jacket and blends in with the union workers or something. No, I mean, Into what? Because I don't celebrate a Catholic thing or something like that. No, I don't. Oops, sorry, I missed that one. Well, they are very skilled. Absolutely. I mean that they've also done advancements. So certainly, most of our drones are made in China and Russia. Well, I had read that Russia was buying drones from Iran, so I don't know. I just think this has become the end thing, like drone technology and stuff. So I mean, but that's what's going on. I mean that's what's going on. Honestly, and I wonder what kind of PTSD that produces. I mean, you're sitting, you're dressed in your nice, dress clothes, sitting there directing a drone that's going to hit, whatever. I mean, maybe you are hitting some bad guys. You may be hitting some other things. This guy has a target list. He don't know anybody that, he don't know what he's hitting. He's told to hit somebody or hit something. He's just going. Now they can watch. I mean, the drones they can listen, they can watch. They have, night vision. They can hover for a while and be looking for their kill target and all that. I mean, can you imagine going off shift and you tell the next guy, is there anything I need to know? Well, we're still hovering. We're waiting on, target XJ75 to come out of the bunker. He hasn't came out. And as soon as he does, we'll kill him. That's kind of what it is. I mean, maybe that drone can't get to where he's at, but eventually the guy's got to come out. They're going to keep an attention on him until he comes out of hiding and blasting. I've read field reports that in Ukraine, soldiers go crazy waiting on this, and they just run out in the open and get hit, and some of them gotten killed, some injured. But it's like they just go crazy, and because they can't come out, they just snap and they just run out in the open with their gun, looking to shoot these things. I mean, it has become a new battlefield, PTSD issue. The sound of the little whirring and stuff that they can hear drives them crazy. It's strange. It's a strange time we live in. Spartan says that Iran does build their own drones. They probably need parts. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Russia's focused on Ukraine, not Iran. But I mean, I had read that the Russians, wherever they got the technology, the ones that are connected, fiber optic drones, which can't be jammed. That's become a big thing too. They can go up to 8 to 12 miles. A 3-man team. Yeah, sure enough. I mean, that's where we're at, and it's changing every day. It's changing every day. I mean, in the future, we're kind of almost there. I mean, in the future, we're not there quite yet. But your frontline soldiers they're not going to be human, or might be a mix. I don't know. But it's not, infantry is going to become less, you're taking the guy and putting him through some weeks of basic training and throwing him out with a gun in the front lines in some sand dune somewhere, some mountain range, or, going against bad guys. I mean, it's going to turn. And if we got the technology and other superpowers will have it, then you'll have other nations that have it. And then we really are living like the crazy future age stuff that we've always watched in movies. And we're getting closer every day to that. I mean, Elon's going to be involved in that, and others like him. What's wild is Iran has cheap balsa wood drones that do serious damage. So, best soldiers in Ukraine and Russia are in 35 to 45. Young people rush the front too fast. You need a lot of caution with drone fields. You do. If soldiers on both sides have figured this out, they don't want to fight this anymore. I mean, it's a bloodbath for both. The front lines it's very slow. It's a slog on both sides. No, but they're done with it. They're making injured soldiers go back to the front. They're watching, soldiers die. I mean, it over time. I mean, it's just. I mean, yeah, they're still trying to make movement and advancements and stuff, but it's very slow because they see what's happening. I mean, after they've sent so many in, and a lot of these newer soldiers are very inexperienced. A lot of the older ones, they've gotten in positions where they don't have to rush the front. or they're dead or injured. And so they're sending the younger ones there, I guess. So anyway, interesting discussion, my friends. Have a great morning. Got to get the kiddo to school. It's going to be a little delay and then work. We do have an interview tonight on the a special racing show. We'll make sure that they're going to appear. If not, we may not have that show if they're not going to appear. But we've scheduled it. We'll contact early today. If not, but we'll do music show tonight too. 3 albums from Dave's Vault. We're going to look at the year 1973 in music, and we'll highlight one artist. So we'll do that this evening. And everybody have a great day. Broski, don't party too much today. But you enjoy your day, everybody. Every day is a gift. God bless you all. God bless America. Let's if you're an American, act like it. I stole that from somebody a podcaster. I liked it though. If you're an American, act like it. Whatever that's supposed to be. Take care. Music. There it is.